We're back in the kitchen today with another Lenten recipe, and we are making fish pies. So I know you're going to want to see this, so keep on watching. So we're talking fish pies. I know some of you might have grown up eating it. Me personally, I haven't. I've probably eaten a fish pie maybe once in my life, and this is the first time that I'm actually going to make one. But we're ready for it. We're ready for it, right? I have my apron by Grace. And speaking of Grace, how are we going to be making the fish pies? They are providing the fish, and they have given us the mackerel in natural oil. It's chunky, which I like. And they also have it in the tomato sauce if you're so inclined. So if you see it in the grocery, be sure to pick it up. But I think the one in the natural oil is going to work best for our pies today. So we have our lovely aromatics already cut up. We have our ingredients to make the dough. So let me get into this thing. We're going to add in all our dry ingredients first. And with this dough, the good thing about these doughs for pies for frying, that is, we don't have to develop, we don't have to think about excessive kneading or anything like that. This that I just put in here was the baking powder, by the way. We're just gonna mix the dough until it comes together into a smooth ball. So there's no set of excessive kneading. So if you have an aversion to working with flour in the kitchen, trust me, if I am doing this thing, you can do it too. So I'm just gonna make a little well, and the water's supposed to be a little warm. All right, so our dough has pretty much come together. So I'm just going to make sure I scoop this up and transfer it to our counter surface. Yeah. Right. So our dough has come together really nicely in a nice smooth ball. And a little trick, well, how you get the ball action, you just kind of move it between your two hands very loosely like this, and it'll come together. Yeah, so we're gonna let it rest for 30 minutes. In the meantime, we're gonna get our mackerel ready. So mackerel is one of the most nutritious fishes that there are out there. So if you see it or pass it by, it's full of protein and lots of B vitamins, right? But before we get to that, in a medium pan, I have some oil here heating up, and we're just gonna get our aromatics going. We have shadow benny, onion, pimento, and a little thyme and some garlic. I'm just going to season this with a little salt and pepper to taste. Now you can choose to add the veggies in your fish pie raw because it's going to cook anyway, but I just decided just to give it a light saute. It's optional. Right, so while this is going, we're gonna open up our mackerel now. So be very careful when you're pulling this back because the edge is pretty sharp. I'm just going to empty all of this water, well drained. And they're actually they're whole. The mackerel is whole inside of the tin. So when they said chunky, they meant it. Right? So I'm now gonna add it into our aromatics. So just going to lightly break it up. So just be careful, right? If there is bone, just make sure and take it out. Some of them have, some of them don't have. So just be mindful of that. Right, so going in for a little taste. See what we're working with. Okay. Nice, man. Nice. The fish, the mackerel itself is an oily fish. But that's good. So it feels very feels very moist in your mouth, which is nice, right? So I'm just gonna squirt a little lime over it. And listen, our filling done here, you know. Our filling is done here. Just squirt a little bit of lime. Well, we have lemon today. I am happy with this. So we have a good filling, and I know the dough is going to be great. So both of them coming together, listen. There ain't no way these fish pies not going to lash. Right, so we're gonna section out our dough. And with this, we're gonna try to get about 8. You could get about 8, right? So you're just gonna start dividing it into half, and it's pretty easy. Once you divide it into half, then it continue to divide each half into a half, right? So we have 2 here. So we're ready to fill and fry. Make sure you flour your rolling pin, and we go in for as round as you could get it, as perfectly round as you could get it. So we're now going to fill. You don't want to overfill it, but you just kind of average. Make sure you keep enough edge, and then seal just around the edge. So the water in this case is acting like glue, and then you press. Make sure it is sealed, because you don't want the contents of the pie to go swimming in the oil. Get that? We're gonna continue rolling out and then frying. Right, so our fish pies are ready to go swimming. Let me just check the oil. Yeah, the oil is good. Let me put it in. Very careful when working with hot oil. Put in 2. So we're just helping it along a little bit. We go in for a golden color. So you're nice and puffy. And we'll have a nice little chutney to have with our pies for dipping. Right, taking out this one. And be sure to have your wire rack. I mean, you could use a wire rack, or you could put it directly onto paper. Just make sure that it drains. So the moment of truth has arrived. I am going to try out my fish pies. Look at this one. Look at this one. And we have a little tamarind chutney. First, I just want to open it to see how the inside looks. So the filling, yes, pretty much stay intact. Just take a little dip here. All of this recipe is too easy for you not to try. Fish pies, who knew? And we did it with Grace Mackerel. This is excellent. This is an excellent product. So be sure to add this recipe to your Lenten season repertoire. Everyone will like it. The kids, mom, dad, nana, papa, uncle, nenen, whoever, even your neighbor, call them over, and you'll saw how many pies we were able to make out of one tin. So it's a good, it could stretch. And you know, you always have to conserve the dollar these days. So try out the recipe, let us know how you like it. And if you try it out in the tomato sauce, show us what you do with it now. Also too, there are some suggested recipes behind. They have a curried mackerel with vegetables. You could try that one out. And on the tomato one, there's a chunky mackerel fritter. I feel we shouldn't do the fritters. Next time, who knows? So be sure to try the recipe and let us know how you like it. Special thanks to Grace for sponsoring this episode of Simply Local. Grace products can be found in all leading supermarkets nationwide. Only pick it up now, watch it is nice. Look at that, mackerel and natural oil. Look at this one. And I'm telling you, what it looks like on the label is what you actually get out of the tin. So pick it up, try it out, and let us know, and we'll see you on the next one.